morning. This is Yanis. I'm welcoming you to the new outlook for this new trading year, and I hope 2021 brings you whatever you guys desire. So without any further delay, as we always do for the cryptos, we are going to start with a weekly chart for Bitcoin. As you can see here, Bitcoin has been in a downtrend, in a very steep downtrend for the past months, and from the highs that it had around 68, 69,000, it now trades in the whereabouts of the $40,000. However, despite the fact that it's in a very steep downtrend, what we can see right now, and I'm going to drop to the daily time frame to show you that more clearly, is that we have hit two major key points. The first one being that purple area, which now acts as an area of resistance and might provide Bitcoin the support it needs so it can start a new swing, a new long swing at that key level. That's the first indication that we need to be aware of. And the second one, obviously, is also the confluence at the same level of that descending trend line here, which seems to provide some kind of support. So despite the fact that Bitcoin still maintains a very bearish outlook for the future, we cannot be certain until it breaks that 40,000 level, goes further back down, closes below it, and then comes back up to retest it before eventually going much lower to the 32,000 level support that it will find at that point, or resistance to the downside. So we are at a key level right now, and from the daily you can see that we did have a small reaction and very small candles. However, the overall sentiment remains bullish, keep that in mind, but that could very well be a turning point for Bitcoin as well. So dropping down to the trading time frame or 4-hour time frame, what do we see? We see that we are in a sideways movement. The bulls are trying, but very hardly, to keep and push price up, but they failed so far, pushing above the 20 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, as well as providing a close above the 20 moving average, which would help us favoring a long, at least short-term outlook. So we are at a key level. Anything and everything can happen right now. However, the outlook for Bitcoin still remains bearish until we do have a close on the 4-hour time frame above the 20 moving average, and Bitcoin makes a higher high, closes higher than those levels. Ideally, I would like it to see with a closure above 44,000 for me to try and initiate eventually long positions from that level. Okay, so we are in favor of a short Bitcoin still. However, because we are at a key resistance level, which might act as a support and provide a new swing to the upside, we keep our eyes on that level, on the 41,000 level for Bitcoin. Now, the first crypto that I would like you guys to have your eyes on is Ethereum. Okay, despite the fact that most of the time we are looking to provide information for lower cost cryptos. However, Ethereum does represent right now a good short opportunity, and the reason why it does, it's because it has broken on the weekly with a very, very nasty bearish candle, and it still currently is far away from any support which would come around the $28,100 mark. Okay, and right now we are trading at 30,000, 31 3000, 3100. And if we drop down to the daily time frame, you will see that the pair has broken the 200 moving average, which is extremely important on the daily, and has gone through like butter through the previous resistance, and now is looking for the next one around 2800. And for me, we should be even able to see lower levels. However, 2800 will provide a great deal of support. As you can see, it was and it has been a major swing point in the past. It's exactly the level where where Ethereum dropped from its previous highs down to 2800 before pushing way up to 4900. So a level to keep our eyes on would be the 2800 mark, and as usual from there we can drop to the 4-hour time frame to see clearly that the pair has managed to break that support here, which will be turned now into a resistance, but it still doesn't seem able to go back up and test that resistance so far. So the next stop will be around the 2800 mark, and for me even slightly further lower. Keep your eyes on those levels. Wait for Ethereum to show you what it intends to do, and have your eyes on those levels so that if you see a price movement such that it will reverse the current market structure where, especially on the daily, Ethereum continues making lower highs and obviously lower lows. So we are in a very clear and very clean downtrend at the moment. Okay, so for me to stop considering shorts for Ethereum would be initially a close above the 20 moving average to the upside, and then a close above those previous highs here, above 3270, 3280 levels. That would signal, at least for a short term, a good potential move to the upside. But until we see that, the Ethereum remains extremely bearish, with targets, like I said, around 2800 and then further lower down. But we are going to keep our eyes on Ethereum to see how the price action will and can verify our bias. The next crypto that I would like you guys to have your eyes on is Game Credits, or Game USD. It's an interesting crypto, first of all, because it's not entirely filled, its price is not entirely filled with zeros, and the moves it has shown, if we drop down to the weekly, have provided quite some volatility, which is always very interesting. So the pair started very high, around 3/4 of a dollar, or around 0.75, and then followed a very, very sharp downtrend. And right now, around that area, around the 0.09, let's say, or roughly around one cent, the pair seems to find that crypto seems to have found some kind of support, and we did have a very good reaction here. We did have a retracement, and as you can see, every time the bulls have been able to react to those levels of support here, both by the trend line and the price tag, the price area, and even managed to get back up to almost 40 cents. So right now it did decline yet another time, but again it reacted here with that very bullish candle. It reacted nicely to the same levels, still followed to close below the 20 moving average. But now it seems again one more time that would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that it's testing that ascending trend line, and on the weekly the structure still remains kind of bullish, because we do have higher highs and higher lows. And if we drop down now to the daily and even lower, you will see that all this becomes more easy to spot. We do have our succession of higher lows here, okay, and as well as we do have our higher highs. So right now, despite the fact that game credits is in a downtrend and is trading on the daily below the moving averages, below the 200 and the 20 moving average, until, for me at least, it breaks the 10 cents or even lower, and we do have a close which would immediately invalidate any kind of appetite for an uptrend. I consider that for upcoming week we may be able to see a reaction at the same level, and if we do see and we do have a close above the 20 and the 200 moving average here on the daily, then that would definitely set up the uptrend for that crypto. And at the cost of 15 or even 20 cents, the margin for very good gains remains quite important, since we should see the 30 cents and then the 40 cents mark being retested one more time, again assuming that the uptrend does materialize. But this is why I would like you guys to have your eyes on that pair. We are looking here at a slight reaction. However, we did have a very bearish candle closing yet one more time below the 20 moving average on the trading time frame on the 4-hour. So until you see all that, until you see a close and a support around the 15 cent area, meaning we should see the candles closing above the 15 cent, then obviously we cannot talk about potential long position, since the overall outlook remains for the moment bearish. But keep your eyes on that crypto. It can provide very good risk to reward ratio trades if the bullish scenario materializes and we do have a close above the 15 cent mark. The next and last crypto that I would like you guys to have your eyes on is Shiba. Okay, we have seen and we have talked about Shiba, how that downtrend seemed to be never ending. We did spotted that reaction here on the weekly on the 20 moving average, but at the same time we also spotted the reaction at that very important resistance level on the way up. And if we drop down to the daily time frame, you will see that right now the crypto is again at a very important level, which is that level here. So far that level has kind of provided 1-2 reactions, and right now it's attacking the same level for the third time. Don't be fooled by that support. It's very fragile, especially when we are talking about cryptos. However, that can be a very important swing point to the upside at the same time, should the bulls take control and decide to buy large quantities at that precise level. That would be an excellent level to do so. And by doing that, that will provide us with excellent risk to reward ratio trades to the upside. So keep your eyes on that level. I wouldn't mind even if Shiba drops further down below that level, as long as it remains supported by the 200 moving average here in brown on the daily time frame. Okay, and then I would look for a reversal pattern or price action that would allow me to start thinking about that potential very good long position with a stop loss extremely close to the entry eventually, and excellent risk to reward ratio, since then the targets should be quite profitable no matter which one you choose. If the crypto manages to close above the daily 20, then we might see a retest of all the above resistance areas that have been drawn on that chart. Dropping down to the trading time frame or 4-hour time frame, we see that we had a small reaction here on that area. However, we are still looking at a red candle that can go both ways. We can have further push upwards. In that case, I would be looking for a close both above the 20 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, as well as a close above those previous highs here. And then I would want to see price starting to retest and eventually close above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour, again for our daily scenario to materialize for a reversal towards the upside, which again will provide with Shiba excellent risk to reward ratios and a lot of gains actually, assuming that the bulls will be able to take control of that key point level and start pushing Shiba's price to the upside. We will need to be patient and we will need to be cautious. You can drop to even lower time frames like the 2-hour or even the 1-hour time frame, where you can see here on the 1-hour, on the hourly, we do have that the start of that scenario. We do have a close above the previous highs, above the 20 moving average. However, it doesn't look like Shiba will be able to maintain. Let's see if the 20 on the hourly will provide the needed support. So with a few candles on the hourly, the 20 will start hooking up, looking upwards, and then Shiba will be able to break those previous highs. So the move to the upside, or the swing, or the potential swing that we are hoping for and looking for to the upside does materialize. Okay, keep your eyes on all those 3 cryptos. They can be the starting point for very good trades. Having that said, thank you very much for being with me for yet another week. Looking forward to seeing you all guys next week. Thank you and take care.